Hello, friends. Welcome or welcome back to Get Ready with America. My name is SJ, and it's been a minute since I uploaded a video. To be honest, being in this business of politics, especially as a progressive Democrat, has been kind of depressing as of late. And it just got even more depressing last week when a draft opinion overturning the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision protecting the right to an abortion was leaked. Back in August, I did a Q&A video where I was asked if I thought this would happen.
I feel like I go back and forth on this all the time. It really does seem like we are on a fast track for the Supreme Court to decide that Roe v. Wade is, unconstitutional or whatever. It seems that way sometimes. I also feel like all of this stuff takes so long to actually do, and that's the way that our government is set up. Checks and balances, folks. And I think that there is the possibility that it could take so long for it to actually happen that there's then a change in the tide, and it just it all just fades into the mist and nothing comes of it. I don't think any of this is going to happen fairly quickly. I don't think that anything is going to come of it in the next year. From my lips to God's ears.
Welp. For the record, as I am filming this video and when it's posted, abortion is still legal in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. To varying degrees depending on your state, but still legal. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can help keep it that way, or how you can help people in need of pregnancy and abortion care who lack access in their state. My eye look today will be teal, which is the awareness ribbon color for multiple reproductive organ cancers. Let's get into it. Let's start with how to keep Roe in place. The Women's Health Protection Act, or WHPA, would codify the right to abortion services into federal law. Until now, the right has been protected by a Supreme Court decision, Roe v. Wade, saying it's unconstitutional to outright ban the medical procedure. Not a law. Passing the WHPA would keep the current status of the procedure in place if the Supreme Court overturns Roe. The Senate will be voting on it this Wednesday, May 11th. You can call and or email your senator and tell them you want them to vote in favor, even if it's someone you know is a supporter. It's always good for them to hear from constituents. Do not, I repeat, do not flood the phone lines of senators who are not your representatives. They do not care about your opinion if you aren't a constituent, and you'll just be hassling their probably unpaid intern. More importantly, constituents need quick access to staff who are helping them with issues. Instead, think of all your friends in those states and encourage them to reach out to their senators. Keep your phone script snappy because that intern will probably be answering hundreds of those calls the next couple days, and your impassioned speech about your daughter having less rights than you will just become a tally mark on the back of a printed out email about the office supply order. I've included the links in the description box to contact your senators and a phone script. You know how I mentioned before that abortion services are still legal to varying degrees depending on where you live? States aren't allowed to ban the procedure outright now, so there's a spectrum of access across the country. As I mentioned, the draft opinion would lift the protection on abortion services, giving states the power to ban them. The opinion is potentially going to be delivered in June, and states are scrambling on both sides to pass laws that would protect or abolish it. Over the years, 13 states have set up trigger laws that end and even criminalize abortion at the moment Roe v. Wade is overturned. 16 states and DC have laws that explicitly protect abortion. If your state is trying to pass something now, either a new law or expanding an existing law in either direction, contact your legislators to let them know that you want abortion to stay legal and protected. Also throwing out there that you can make sure to vote for pro-choice candidates in all of the state and federal elections ever. Thank you. Now, let's talk about the long-term work. Even prior to SB 8 passing in Texas, which banned abortion services for pregnancies past 6 weeks, people in many parts of the country have had to travel long distances and take significant amounts of time out of their life to receive abortion care. Abortion funds were established to help people cover the cost of their abortion services, from the procedure itself to transportation to lodging for those states where you have to get an ultrasound one day and then get sent home to just sleep on it, just in case you change your mind, to then go back and get the procedure the next day. These are volunteer-led and donor-funded, and depending on where you live, there are multiple ways to get involved. Obviously, the most helpful thing you can do is donate. Donating to your local fund helps people in your area or traveling to your area in a truly vulnerable time. If you aren't in a position to donate, some funds need help with digital communications or administrative tasks. Some funds need volunteers with cars and time to help patients commute short and long distances to their appointments. Most funds will want help putting together fundraising events. I've linked the National Network of Abortion Funds in the description box so you can find out about funds near you. If you want to get involved in long-term political efforts to save and expand abortion and the full gamut of healthcare, get connected to your local Planned Parenthood Action Fund. The work with PPAF primarily blends advocacy and mobilization, most frequently asking other supporters and voters to take a specific action. Your local action fund are the ones behind pushing or blocking legislation and supporting pro-choice candidates. I have a slight bias having worked for Planned Parenthood and with a couple action funds, but I know for a fact that they always need volunteers to help with outreach. So I've included the link to find your local action fund in the description box. Please feel free to look for a local independent group that organizes for abortion rights, especially if they're in a location with limited proximity to Planned Parenthood services. I know I didn't go into probably nearly as much detail about the draft decision and WHPA and trigger laws as could be helpful, but I know for a fact that information is floating around the internet. I've actually linked a compiled list of resources from Alison Turkos, a survivor advocate, in the description box that can answer most of those questions and so much more. She's got other action items in there that are easier lifts, so check it out if you feel compelled to act and simultaneously frozen in fear. I've also linked the blog post that corresponds with this video on my website that will have more links to news stories and actions. And that's the look. I hope you do something on my list of actions or look into other options to help preserve abortion access across the country. It's a safe medical procedure, and like all other medical procedures, entirely the business of the patient, their doctor, potentially their family, and absolutely no one else. Please click the thumbs up if you liked this video. Subscribe to the channel to show your support, and sign up for my newsletter if you want to know when I post videos and get all of the reference links right in your inbox. If you have money to spare after donating to your local abortion fund, I'd super appreciate if you either joined my Patreon to help my production fund on a monthly basis, or give a one-time tip at my Buy Me a Coffee link. All of those links are down in the description box. Thanks. I'll see you again soon.